In some respect, it's you've changed the names of the churches and some of the figures, but they're based on other stories. And it's Creekside Community Church, who once, to me, that story, it was riveting to me because that was the story that I saw happening. Can you bring that story out for us? Because I think it perfectly illustrates what we're trying to help people understand as we're trying to be gospel agents and kingdom ambassadors, witnesses where we are.
Yeah. So that is a true story, and it comes out of a major American city where you have a very financially well-resourced Caucasian church that's trying to support inner city ministries that are primarily led by Black folks working in Black communities. Well, for decades, what happened is that inner city ministry made up stuff for the white church to do, because the white church once a year would want to come in and do something to feel like they were accomplishing things. And so the inner city ministry made up things for them to do. Why don't you paint the walls of our offices? Why don't you go and do this? Why don't you go and do that? That inner city ministry didn't want those things done. Their walls have been painted over so many times that the walls could hardly stay up anymore. But the reason that the inner city ministry made up this stuff was because they knew that the white church wanted something to do. And why would they do that? Because they want the money from the white church. And so you've got this dynamic where the frontline ministry is making up stuff for the supporting church to do to keep the supporting church happy, when what the supporting church is actually doing is hurtful to the work of the ministry. This happens all the time in the US. It happens all the time internationally. I have a friend who is a missionary in a country in Asia, and one of his major supporting churches in the PCA, my denomination, wanted to come and do a really culturally inappropriate form of evangelism. It made absolutely no sense, none. My missionary friend said, Brian, I have to confess to you, I let them do it because I need their money. So you've got this very wealthy resource church in the US going over to Asia, doing goofy things. And the missionary there says, well, I'll help you do it, even though I know it's goofy. And even though I'm gonna have to clean up the relational mess after you leave because I need your money. That's the dynamic. Now, I actually believe there is a role for short-term trips, but the role is not a frontline role. The primary manifestation of Jesus Christ in that community in Asia or in the American city is the ministry that God has already placed there. That's the primary incarnation of Jesus Christ in that community, is the local church or local ministry that's there. Our job as outsiders is to support the work of that local church or local ministry. So they are front stage, they're center stage. Our job is important, but it's a backstage role. It's babysitting the kids of the pastor or the missionary, so that the pastor can take his wife out for dinner because he's exhausted. It's listening to his story. It's praying with him. It's encouraging him. It's coming back and supporting him financially. It's cheering for him. It's an extremely powerful role, but it's a backstage role. It's a supportive role. It's a different job.